LeaderCast Bridgetown 2018 is set to take place on May 4th at the Hilton Barbados Resort. One of the major organizers says a number of companies have benefited from the event, which is now in its 5th year. Managing Director of CILC, Ian Blanchard, made the comments as the official launch of LeaderCast 2018 took place at Scotiabank Haggett Hall, which is one of the main sponsors.
What I've seen and what I've been told is that the impact is had on the operations of, and again, you see, here's the thing. They say people don't leave companies, they leave bosses, right? So for me, what I see is if a leader comes to LeaderCast and what we're hearing in terms of the impact they have on their teams, right? It may not at first impact the entire organization, but when they start to impact their teams, it begins to spread. So that's what we've seen. We've seen specifically that teams have been impacted, and hopefully we hope that it will spread across the organization.
He adds that this year's LeaderCast will focus on individual leadership.
At CILC, the reason we started the Caribbean Institute of Leadership and Coaching is because we believe that leadership is a critical aspect of life. And as we look at the Caribbean region, we begin to recognize that we tend to see leadership in terms of political leadership. And every time we think of leaders, our minds immediately go to political leaders. And what we are attempting to do at the Caribbean Institute of Leadership and Coaching is to broaden the context of leadership. That people begin to understand that every single one of us, whether it be our children, our nieces, our nephews, our families, we have a responsibility to lead. We have a responsibility to influence. So we are committed to improving and increasing the awareness of leadership. And more importantly, we want to ensure, but it's not just leadership theory, but leadership in practice.
Crises often occur in clusters affecting multiple countries in the same region. That's according to Professor Andrew Rose, the Central Bank of Barbados's 5th Distinguished Visiting Fellow. He made the comments while speaking during a webinar for regional central banks on the topic Contagion in Banking and Currency Crises. Rose is a professor of economic analysis and policy at the University of California, Berkeley, whose research includes international trade, exchange tax regimes, and crises. He said they are often contagious, with one country being hit by a crisis and then infecting the others. Well, let's take a look now at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
We get started in Jamaica, where Cable and Wireless Jamaica Limited was the volume leader with 16,941,044 units, and they were followed by Siboney Group Limited and Wisynco Group Limited. In Trinidad, NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader with 300,000 shares changing hands for a value of $1,830,000, and they were followed by JMMB Group Limited and Grace Kennedy Limited. And right here in Barbados, First Caribbean International Bank was the volume leader, trading 110,341 shares at $2.70 each. And they were followed by Fortress Caribbean Property Fund Development Fund and Goddard Enterprises Limited.